Hey, good afternoon. It's Tiffany Doll here, and I'm excited that you are all part of our holiday shopping event online. I can't think of a better way to shop than from the comfort of your own home. And so today I'm going to take probably about 20 minutes and talk about essential oils and what an amazing gift they are to yourself and to your family and those that you love. So about 5.5 years ago, our oldest son was on a scout camp out and he was making pop can stoves. And on one side of the table, they were dumping the denatured alcohol, and on the other side, they were lighting them. Well, my son was on the receiving end of a big whoosh, and he ended up with second-degree burns on the back of his hand and forearm. I joke around all the time that after that happened, word spread really quickly, and we had lots of people bring us cookies, and my other kids thought that was great. We have 5 kids, and so the other 4 were like, yay, look at all these cookies coming in. And we had one friend who brought essential oils, and that has completely changed our lives. So we started using lavender and frankincense on his burn with this burn cream, and I remember very distinctly having this moment asking Oliver if he wanted to take the hydrocodone that the emergency room had sent him home with, and him saying that he didn't need it. And I remember thinking, wow, if the oils can do that for pain, what else can they do? And just kind of funny side note, he is now 18 years old and he doesn't have any scarring on his hand, and so he doesn't have a story to tell. So he's kind of bummed about that. But anyways, after we were introduced to the essential oils, I thought, okay, if it can do that for burns, what else can it do? So I went to a class a lot like this, learned more about the essential oils. I picked out a kit for my family and began using them. And once I started using them, I continue to have amazing results and success using them. And as women, we love to share what we love and what we are using that is working for us. And so as I started to do that, it just continued to grow and ripple. And so the essential oils have been an amazing blessing to our family, both physically and emotionally, but also financially. And so I'm so grateful to have this opportunity now to share something that I love so much with all of you. So just by way of introduction, what are essential oils? So essential oils are aromatic plant compounds, and they come from plants, trees. They get it from the leaves, the flowers, the root, the bark, and different parts of the plants. What is so great about them is, so my husband likes to describe it as this. He says, plants are carbon-based life forms, and we are carbon-based life forms. And so when we put the two together, they're able to support each other well. So the aromatic plant compounds are complex chemistry, and so they work very, very beautifully with our body. What I love so much is that when we use the essential oils, there's really no side effect. The side effect is that they smell really great, and the side effect might be something like peppermint, where it feels kind of too cool and tingly on the back of your neck. So they're very, very supportive to the body. They're powerful emotionally too. As we breathe those in and get those into our brain, they help to affect our emotions and our hormones and endorphins and all those different chemicals that are going on in our brain. So they're very, very supportive to the body to help to bring it back into balance. I don't know about you guys, but especially during the holiday season, my life feels very out of balance. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of expectations that are out there about what I need to do and where I need to spend my time, and it stresses me out sometimes. And so what I love to do is use my essential oils to be able to help support me during the holiday season. So that is what essential oils are. One of my favorite stories to share the benefit of the essential oils is there was a night a couple years ago when our youngest, she was just probably 2 or 3, and she woke up in the middle of the night and she was crying and she was sad and she was holding her ear, and I didn't know exactly what was wrong, but I knew that something wasn't right because she was so sad, and I thought maybe she had some type of an ear thing going on. So we oiled her up, and in fact the oils that I used were lavender and melaleuca around the ear, and then we actually used a little bit of basil down the neck, and I just massaged them down the neck to flood those lymph nodes that are there, and then on the chest and on her back. And we did that a couple of times through the night. And what was so amazing is that the next morning she came running into our room just happy as can be, and so happy. And I remember thinking, wow, I cannot believe that she is happy and she's in her bed and that she's fine. And I love this story because it shares a couple of things. The first one is that at midnight, I had something that I could give my little girl that I knew was going to help support her body. I had these essential oils at my fingertips when I needed them the most. The second thing is that I knew that the essential oils were supporting her body, that they weren't just a Band-Aid or a cover-up, but that they were actually going to help support her body to be able to do what it needed to do to be able to get through what was going on. And then the third thing is that it saved me a lot of money. When you think about when we have our kids are sick, and what it costs to go to the doctor, to get a prescription, do the antibiotic, 10 days of the antibiotic, and then some of us when we work, we're gonna miss work, and so it costs us a lot of money when our kids are sick. So to be able to use the essential oils and have such great success saved us a lot of time, it saved us a lot of money, and as a mama, it empowered me to know that, again, I've got these amazing tools at my fingertips to use. So the essential oils, they're powerful and they're wonderful. So there's 3 different ways that we can use the essential oils. The first is aromatically. And aromatically is just simply breathing them in. So one of my favorite oils that I love to use is wild orange. Wild orange is a wonderful essential oil. And it has been called happiness in a bottle, and it really does smell like sunshine. It smells amazing. And what I'll do is I'll just put a drop of the wild orange in my hands, rub it like this, and just breathe it in. And it's one that I use for grouchy kids. It's one that I use when I'm feeling kind of grouchy or down. And it's one that I love just to lift mood. Aromatically, another one I've got here is peppermint. Peppermint is another one. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. It's another one that I like to use aromatically. As I mentioned earlier, you can breathe those in, and it does so much to affect the brain and the brain chemistry and our emotions. Another powerful way to use the oils aromatically is in a diffuser. And in a diffuser, you can add water, add a couple drops of oil, and you get those oils into your house. Right now, one of my favorite oils to use aromatically is a blend called On Guard. And On Guard has your cinnamon, clove, eucalyptus, rosemary, and wild orange. To me, it smells a lot like Christmas. And the reason why I love to use this one and diffuse it in my home is it helps to support the immune system. Studies have been shown that these oils are effective at fighting like all the microbes that are in the air. It's naturally antimicrobial. And so by diffusing that in the air, I am helping my kids to be able to breathe in these awesome aromatic plant compounds that are going to keep them healthy and well. We have several teachers who use the diffusers in their classrooms with great success. And so aromatic is very, very powerful, and it's something that we do to keep us healthy and well. Because we all know that it is so important, and it's easier to stay well than try to get well. So that's aromatic. That's one of the first ways to use the oils. And the second one is topically. So topically, use it where it hurts. So for example, if you have a headache, you can put the oils on your forehead, your temples, back of your neck. If you have a sore muscle, put the oils where it hurts. If it's an elbow, if it's a shoulder, if it's a knee, use the oils where you need them. Another awesome place that you can use them topically is the bottom of the feet. So the bottom of the feet have the largest pores. And so when you put oils on the bottom of the feet, they're going to absorb really quickly into the body. One of my favorite illustrations of this is a child. If you take a 1-year-old baby and you put a little bit of peppermint on the bottom of their feet and they're sucking on their binky, if you wait about a minute, pull out that binky, you will be able to smell peppermint. So the oils work very systemically and very quickly through the body. So that's topically. Number 3, the third way to use the essential oils after aromatic topical is internal. And internal use is something that is special and unique to doTERRA. Because of the purity and the potency of the essential oils, you can use these oils to address things that are going on in your mouth, your throat, and your digestive system. So internally, some of the ways you can do that is I will sometimes buy those little empty gel capsules, and I will put different concoctions together in those and take them internally. One of our favorite this year that I like to do is called the Flu Balm, and in that one we add oregano, On Guard, frankincense, and melaleuca, and put those in a capsule and take those, and we take them often if we feel like we're getting sick. Another one that we like to use that a friend of mine just shared with me that I love is they call it the Pain Balm. And what that one is you do 6 drops of marjoram and 6 drops of frankincense. And that is really wonderful for pain and inflammation. So that might be one that you want to try as well. And then internally, a simple way to do this is to use the essential oils in water. So I love using like lemon, lime, grapefruit, any of the citrus oils and a little bit of water and drinking it. In the summer, I love it with ice in a glass and I'll drink it. Or in the wintertime, I love to keep a pan of warm water going on my stovetop, and then I will drink it like a tea. So I like ginger is one that I really like. Peppermint is always good. Lemon. Had somebody tell me that they put a little bit of cardamom in. So anyways, you can kind of play around with that, and you can use them during the winter as well with warm water, and it's lovely, lovely, lovely. So those are the 3 different ways we can use the oils: aromatically, topically, and internally. So today I wanted to specifically talk about 3 different essential oils that are our trio. These are probably the most popular and the most versatile essential oils that we have. And before I jump into that, I see my friend Heather is on here and Amy Harder. Thank you so much for joining me. It's fun to see some familiar faces on here. So we're going to start with the trio. So lavender. Here's my lavender. This is the oil that got us started with my son's burn that I mentioned earlier. So lavender has been called the Swiss Army knife of essential oils because of the many different ways that you can use it. So this is one that I always go to for, we talk about lavender being for like all things calming. So if you were to get a bug bite, a bee sting, a burn, like what my son had, something like that, lavender is wonderful because it's very calming, and it's going to help naturally cleanse it, clean it, and then help with the pain. What I've noticed, especially with my 6-year-old, is she'll get a little owie, and it's pretty dramatic. And so by putting the lavender on it, yes, it's going to help her owie, but I've noticed that it also calms her to her own anxieties and fears about whatever is going on. So lavender is very, very calming. Another way to use this oil is at night when you want to calm a stressful day. So a couple things that you can do. You can put lavender, you can put a drop on your pillow. I've had people put lavender in a spray bottle and use it as a linen spray for their sheets or pillowcases. You could also put lavender with some Epsom salts in a bath, and that also is going to be very calming, very soothing. It's going to be a nice way to unwind from the day. Lavender is also a natural antihistamine, and so we love to use that one for allergy relief. In fact, we like to use the lavender, lemon, peppermint together. Those trio together are really wonderful for seasonal issues and stuff like that. So that is the lavender. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is lemon. And lemon is a wonderful cleansing, clean oil. One of my favorite ways to use lemon is for household cleaners. And so when you go through, if you think about, when you walk through a grocery store and you go through the cleaning aisle, all of the fragrances and the chemicals, it's like I have a really hard time even walking through that part of a grocery store because of the toxic smells and stuff. And so what we have done is we've gotten rid of all those toxic cleaners and replaced it with essential oils, and lemon being one of the main ones. So you can put lemon in a little bit of water and vinegar and use that as a natural glass cleaner. You can use lemon in a spray bottle, use that to clean counters. It smells really wonderful, and it's very, very cleansing. The other thing about lemon is it helps to dissolve petrochemicals, which are like petroleum-based products. So things like stickers on windows, it works really, really great. Or on picture frames that you buy that have that little sticky thing, it works really good. In the summertime when I go out and pull weeds and I forget to put my gloves on and my hands are all sticky and gross from the weeds, I'll put a little bit of lemon on that, and that'll also come right off. Or paint, it also works good for that. So instead of using your paint thinners and other chemical solvents to get that stuff off, try lemon. Have lemon be your go-to for that. It's also great for like gum in hair. We've tried that one. And it's also great for Sharpies. So if you have any kids, grandkids who accidentally take the Sharpie and write all over your granite counter or all over a coffee table, use your lemon to help get that off because it works amazing. So internally, lemon is an amazing oil to help support the digestive system. It's a simple, easy thing that you can do every day to support that. And so again, put lemon in your water first thing in the morning. I have a couple of friends who every morning they get warm water, put a little bit of lemon on it and drink it, and it's how they start their day. And lemon, because it is a citrus oil, it's a natural mood lifter. So what a great way to start the day. And this is one also, like I mentioned, I will add to like a tea, something like that. Lemon is one of my favorites. Any of the citrus oils are wonderful. So that is lemon. And then peppermint. So when I talk about lavender being a Swiss Army knife of essential oils, I feel the same way about peppermint. Peppermint has so many different things that it can do. I often joke around in classes that you know, when you think of over-the-counter stuff, something like Pepto, there's only one way to use Pepto. It's for stomach stuff. But you take something like peppermint, and there are so many different ways that you can do it. So peppermint. Peppermint is one of my first favorite things to do with peppermint is I love to use it for fresh breath. So I have this phobia about having bad breath, and so I always have peppermint with me. And usually what I'll do if I don't have my beadlets is I'll just put like a little bit on my hand, and then I just kind of lick it. And then it's like all minty yummy. So fresh breath, that's one way to use it. Another way to use it is for digestive support. So if you've gone to a restaurant, you know how you're walking out the door or the waiter will leave your check and put a bunch of mints on it. So peppermint is wonderful for digestive support. And so this is one you can use if you have a tummy ache or you don't feel good. I know that like if I've ever had stomach stuff going on, it feels really warm. Peppermint is very, very cooling, so it'll help to cool that. So peppermint is very cooling. So in the summertime, I like to put this one in a spritz bottle and spray it on my body if it's really, really hot. And it just acts as a natural coolant. We actually have a friend, really good friend in Texas, and she shared an amazing story with me how her little baby, they had gone to a water park and he started to get dehydrated and really lethargic, and she started getting really scared. And so they got some help. And while they were going to get some help for this child, she started putting peppermint on the bottom of his feet and rubbing him down. And by the time they had got there, he was starting to come out of it. And so that peppermint just helped to cool him down and also helped to stimulate his system so that they could get him some help. So peppermint is also very, very cooling. I also love to use peppermint for headaches. So this is one that, again, put it on your forehead, your temples, back of your neck. It's my first oil that I go to for headaches, peppermint. There's also some other ones that you can try, but this is generally the first one that I go to. Peppermint is also great for your sore muscles. So it's a natural kind of a anti-inflammatory, really. It's very cooling. And if you put it on your shoulders, so sometimes I'll put a drop on my hand and I'll rub my hands together and then put it on the back of my shoulders like this. And when I do that, you can feel that cooling sensation. So I love to use peppermint for tension in the shoulders or even pain, any type of like sore muscles, anything like that. The other one I like to use too for pain is Deep Blue. I wasn't going to talk about that one, but I'm just going to throw that as a bonus. Deep Blue is wonderful for topical pain. So that is peppermint. Also, it's a natural deterrent. So spiders don't like peppermint, mice don't like it. Some of those little critters. So if you have issues with that, you can put peppermint into a spray bottle and just spray it around your window sills, around your door frames, and it works as a natural deterrent. We've used this several times for ants when they come out in the spring, and it works really, really well as long as I'm consistent with it. So that is peppermint. And I know with each of these that there's probably 101 other ways to use this product. In fact, in the comment section, I am going to add some additional information and PDF type stuff so that you can learn more about these three oils. So one more oil I'm going to actually throw out there, this is kind of a bonus, is frankincense. So this month with doTERRA in December, this is a promotion that they have done every year. And what that is anybody who does a 200 PV product volume order, they can get a free frankincense. This bottle retails for $93. And it's like, oh man, I cannot even imagine. You know, there's some of us who may feel like that's a lot for an essential oil. But I'll tell you that this is an essential oil that is absolutely worth every penny that you spend because of the many ways that you can use this. We always talk about when in doubt, use frankincense. Frankincense is an amazing oil. They get it in the Middle East. They work in Somalia. And one of the things that I love the most about frankincense is that I know that through their co-impact sourcing that doTERRA does, that they are supporting women and tribes and people in Africa to have a better way of life, to get fair trade, to be able to get good income, and that it is changing the face of the economy in these communities where doTERRA is sourcing their oils, and frankincense in that Somalia area is one of them. So what do you do with frankincense? Frankincense is fantastic for inflammation, and when you begin to understand and know about inflammation, it is the root cause of all disease and illness. And so if we can help reduce the inflammation in our bodies are going to be able to function well, and they're going to be able to do what they were created to do and have the energy and vitality that we are designed for. So frankincense is an oil that I will use every day, and the recommendation is to put a drop under your tongue every day. And what that does is when you put it under the tongue, it goes mucosal, which means it goes through the entire body. one of the great things about frankincense is it's great for cellular health. And so what that means is it keeps your healthy cells healthy, and your naughty cells, it'll help to close it down and create that apoptosis, which means it shuts down the bad cells. So frankincense is going to be great for that. So your cellular health, your inflammation. It's also fantastic for your brain health. I know that if I'm ever feeling a little bit foggy or not clear, or I need to focus better, frankincense is an oil that I'll go to. In fact, one of my favorite combinations in the afternoon as a natural pick-me-up is I'll do a drop of my wild orange, my favorite. I'll do a drop of peppermint because it's a natural stimulant to wake me up. And then I use the frankincense. And those three together, just topically breathing them in, are amazing for focus, for clarity, and for energy. And in the afternoon, that is what we need. And even this holiday season, this is a great oil. So frankincense, we've often heard about this one through the story of Christ's birth, right? The gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And it really was the medicine cabinet of the day. And in many cases, it was more valuable than even the gold. And so this really is a precious oil, and it's one that I love so very, very much. And it's one that you can get free this month with doTERRA. So something I want to share before I wrap this up is everything that I've learned, even from the very beginning. And in fact, when my friend brought those oils over, he brought a kit, and like a family physician kit, and a book, a modern essentials book. And that is where I have learned everything, through the book and through conversations with people like you, and in our essential oil community page, and just talking. I've been able to learn so much about the essential oils and all the different ways that we can use them. This book is my go-to. I love it as a reference book to learn more about the individual oils, the blends, and then in the back there's a usage guide where you can actually look up specific health concerns and issues, and then it gives several different recommendations of oils that you can use. So thank you so much for spending time with me today and for allowing me to share something that has been so important in our life. When I look around at the cost of healthcare and the healthcare system and all the different things that are going on, I am so grateful for these oils that empower me and my family with natural solutions. One more quick story. I remember doing a class. I was down in the South. I think it was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it was one of my good friends. And she had a gal there. And she started telling us about how she'd had several different health issues and concerns, and she'd gone to several different doctors, and they weren't able to help her. They didn't know what was going on. And how a couple months previous, she had been introduced to the essential oils and had begun to use them and had some success. And she said, "Now I have hope." And I love that story because that is what the oils do, is they give us hope. And they give us choices and opportunities to empower ourselves and to learn more, and then to be able to share that gift with other people. And so I feel very, very grateful that I have this opportunity to share these oils with other people and see lives changed and blessed because of these amazing oils. There's a couple of you on, but if anybody has any questions or something that they want to know more about, I would be happy to answer any questions. Or if you want to, once we stop this, if there's questions that you have, feel free to write those in the comments and I'll reply back. But I thank you for being on. Thank you, Heather and Amy. I appreciate you guys both so much. And I know that you both had amazing success stories with the oils, and I appreciate your friendship so very much. So anyways, have an amazing afternoon and enjoy the rest of the workshops and things that will be going on today. Have a great day. Bye.